Welcome to some Ramos. Mazes in. Hope you're excited for some 5-color good stuff. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I love it. We're going to keep on this one. We have Gamble, which we can gamble for Life from the Loam. If it hits the bin, it'll be okay. Then we can start dredging from there. But yes, welcomes. We are playing Ramos, Dragon Engine, Flying. Whenever you cast a spell, put a +1 counter on Ramos for each of that spell's colors. There we go. Remove 5 +1 counters from Ramos. Add double Wooburg to your mana pool. Activate this ability only once each turn. Drawn to Knight of the Reliquary Tower. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for the, I think I like going for Gamble. Let's go and do that. Let's go for Wooded Foothills. Let's go and crack the Wooded Foothills. Let's grab a red-green source off of that. Hopefully we don't lose Grim Titter. I think that's about the only thing I don't want to lose out of this particular deck. Let's go and grab the, let's grab Taigas. Get that down. Let's go for the Gamble off Life from the Loam. Love it. I love grabbing a target that if it hits the bin, we still get it. That's always a really good feeling. Where are you, Life from the Loam? Let's go and pop this out. Don't want to click on the wrong card. There we go. Life from the Loam. See if it sticks. What happens? Explosive Vegetation. Okay, not the end of the world. Anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn. We're playing against Keranos, God of Storms. Indestructible. Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Reveal the first card that you draw on each of your turns. Whenever you reveal a land card this way, draw a card. Whenever you reveal a non-land card this way, Keranos deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Opponent's going to go for the Wayfarer's Bauble activation. And as far as what we got going on, probably going to go ahead and get the Life from the Loam going. Make sure we hit those land drops. Drawn to Ancient Tomb. Okay. How do we want to sequence this? Either way, it's going to enter the battlefield tap with the Guildgate or Mazes in. So let's go ahead and go for Ancient Tomb. Let's go for Life from the Loam on that Wooded Foothills. It's going to be green and then 2 off the Ancient Tomb. 1, 2. Bring that back to the hand. We'll be able to make the land drop after that. And anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. Yes, that's fine. Cover both commanders. Is free time. We can talk about whatever we want. That's going to be the deck. So if you've not seen Ramos, this is definitely a lot of fun. We do have the win condition, one of the winning conditions in our hand. That's going to be Mazes End, and it looks like our opponent's a little bit tight on mana. So hopefully they get some good stuff going. Let's go and dredge Life from the Loam. Kind of finish talking about what we got going on in here, and then we miss out on Our Promise and Rampaging Bay Loss. Okay, let's go and go with the Wooded Foothills. Let's go and crack the Wooded Foothills. Go and get that fetch land into the graveyard. And let's go ahead and start working towards some of our black sources. Go and grab a Bayou off of that. Now we can go for Clear the Land, but if our opponent's a little bit mana screwed, I kind of like going Life from the Loam. So let's go and start doing that. We're going to be able to get a better look at our graveyard as far as getting some of those the guild gates into the bin, start bringing them back. And then hopefully if we draw into one of our creatures that allow us to start making extra land drops, we can really start working towards that Mazes in. But yeah, so if you're not familiar, 3 mana, return Mazes into its owner's hand, search your library for a gate card, put on the battlefield. Then if you control 10 or more gates with different names, you win the game. So you can see we have Simic Guild Gate. If you're not familiar with it, there's 10 different guild gates for each guild in Ravnica. And then, yeah, so it's a fun way to win. Love it. Let's go ahead and, once again, don't hit any more lands off of that. Let's go ahead and get down the Mazes End. I think I like that. Let's go for Mazes End. And then let's go ahead and go for... Yeah, I kind of like going on, I guess, Life from the Loam again. We could go Clear the Land, but then I'll kind of put our opponent in a little bit of mana towards Keranos. Yeah, let's go and go for it. Let's go for Clear the Land. Let's go to 1, 2. Don't really I mean, if they have a counter spell, so be it. I can see them wanting to let the Clear the Land stick, because it's going to count for both of us. So if they did have a counter spell, I highly doubt that they would use it, especially if they're not making their land drops. Only have 2 lands. Oh, Dark Depths. Okay, we're going to get a Scry off Temple of Deceit. Now, as far as Grim Tutor goes, that's going to allow us to search up Thespian Stage. We'll be able to get that going. Do we have Mana Confluence? No, let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. All right, anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn. Our opponent did hit some nice lands off of that. I think they exile Thought Vessel and the Destructive Force, but they did hit Sulphur Falls, Seed of the Synod, and then a few other ones. So kind of pretty much anybody's game. But we can really put some pressure on our opponent by going for the Dark Depths combo. Definitely going to go for that. That's one of the ways we can win with the deck. The opponent's going to go for a Mind Stone crack off of that. But yes, it feels good to be recording. I haven't recorded in about a week. I've been out of town on a business meeting. I went to Florida, which is always nice. I live in Dallas, Texas, and we've had a little bit of cold weather. I mean, it's not bad. Like, I enjoy it. It's been in the 30s to 40s, which is, you know, to the northern people out there, you Yankees, it's really not that cold. But in Texas, yeah, it's pretty cold. So we got away to Florida, and it was pretty much mid 75 all the way to low 65. So absolutely beautiful weather. And actually, I'll kind of talk about that here in a second. Do we want to go and jam the combo? Yeah, let's go and go for it. Let's go for Grim Tutor. It's going to be double black off the Temple of Deceit. And then we're going to tap down the Maze's End. So we're going to go for Grim Tutor. And let's go and pop this out a little bit. Make sure we grab the correct land. Thespian Stage. There we go. Let's grab Thespian Stage. Goes into the hand. Let's go and get that down. We still have 2 mana to activate it, actually, too. So let's go and get the Thespian Stage down. And then anything else. Now we're going to go and pass the turn. Now what we can do is we can just go and leave it up, kind of crack it at the end of our opponent's turn to kind of force them to have some sort of answer. Hopefully we'll be able to swing in with the 20/20. If you're not familiar with the actually Dark Depths combo, so we have Dark Depths, enters the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. We can slowly start removing the ice counters from it, and then once we do, we get a legendary 20/20 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible. Now one of the ways to speed that up is to go for Thespian Stage. So with Thespian Stage, it becomes a copy of target land. We make a copy of Dark Depths. Since it didn't enter the battlefield, it doesn't get those ice counters on there. So what happens is it becomes a copy, legendary rule goes into effect, and then we get to choose which one we need to keep, and most of the time you're going to pick the one with no ice counters on it. In fact, let's go and go for that now. So Thespian Stage, copy Dark Depths, it's going to be 1/2 off the Ancient Tomb. That'll put our opponent at having 3 mana, so they might have some sort of bounce spell. We'll see. We'll see though. If not, we'll be able to get in for 20. And we'll keep this copy of Dark Depths. Oh, there we go. 20/20 black avatar creature token with flying. Oh, tool time grunt. Okay. And we also still have Life in the Loam to go for, so we can actually start bringing that back. Oh, they do. Okay, they got it. You got to jam it sometimes. Got to see if our opponent has it or not. Okay. Drawn to retreat to Coral Helm. Let's go and do this. Let's go ahead and if we go for retreat, that's going to be blue, and then 1/2 off the Ancient Tomb. We can still go for Life in the Loam. Yeah, let's go and go for that. That's going to be blue. If we're going to have our opponent chewing up mana to kind of start going for that, I don't mind it. Let's get down retreat. And then we'll be able to start making our land drops and really taking advantage of... there we go. Let's grab those 2. It's going to be green and then 2 off the Ancient Tomb. We'll just kind of keep forcing it. We got Life in the Loam, so if they don't have an answer for it, eventually we'll be able to hopefully kind of close it out. Oh, Spell Pierce. All right. That's fine. This is why I always enjoy playing against Keranos, is because it tends to make for a really good match. All right. Let's go and get the land drop down for the turn. Let's go and get the Guild Gate down, actually. We'll go for the Simic Guild Gate. Need a little bit more blue sources. Get the Scry going off retreat. And let's go and get the Scry going. See if we hit Wood Elves. Do we want to force at this point right now? I guess that wouldn't be too bad. Now let's see if we can't get something better. Let's go and put that on the bottom. All right, anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. But yeah, so I went to Florida for a business meeting, so that's really cool. In fact, I had all my recording done like on Monday or Tuesday of last week, and that included my NTGO Trader stuff. And so that previous weekend, I recorded like 12 Commander videos on a Saturday and Sunday. So that was that was a lot of fun. I had like 2 4-hour Commander recording days, and I didn't leave the house. My wife was out of town, so I just stayed in and recorded Commander. But it worked out because I had all my stuff done through that week. Okay, let's go and dredge Life from the Loam. See if we can't jam that combo again. And if they want to counter it, go for it. Let's go and go for Life from the Loam on Dark Depths, Thespian Stage. We're going to grab that Scalding Tarn. So it's going to be green. And we're going to tap the Taiga down just to kind of represent maybe a little bit of counter magic if our opponent is anticipating it potentially. Now we do have Maze's End on the battlefield and 1 Guild Gate. It's not a lot, but at least we can kind of get some activations going. So your opponent's going to tap out for him. And we can simply just keep dredging Life from the Loam on our opponent. Okay, how do we going to split this up? That's a pretty gnarly Fact or Fiction pile right there. Okay, so we're going to put those into 2 piles. Let's go ahead and go for Remand into 1 pile. We're going to be able to pay for Miscalculation. Cryptic Command's going to be able to counter it. Let's look at the Compass. Search your library for a basic land card. If you control 7 or more lands, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which they will be online for that. Untap target attacking creature. We're actually not that scared of the Compass. Let's go ahead and get the Compass into this pile. So it's going to put Cryptic Command and Search in this particular pile. Now, if we give them this pile, more than likely they're going to go Cryptic Command and Search. Yeah, I kind of like this. I'll put it at that pile. If they have double Remand, if they want to go for Remand, bouncing it back to the hand, we have Miscalculation. Okay, and that will send the, actually get that popped up on the reveal zone. Get the double islands popped off, and it's going to be Search and Cryptic Command. So see if we can go for the Cryptic Command off Life from the Loam. The only thing is, if they do not counter Life from the Loam, it's not the end of the world. If they do, we can simply dredge it again. But it puts it in spots where if they hold on to it, they could actually tap down the Merit Lage token. But if they're going to go for that, I don't mind them spending that mana. We can get down the I don't think we've made the land drop for the turn, so we can go for Wooded Foothills and get down Knight of the Reliquary to kind of, hopefully kind of help speed up getting down some of these guild gates and start going for some of those activations. But we'll see if they're going to tap out for it or not. Okay, opponent's going to go for Logic Knot. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do not have enough mana for Logic Knot. Okay, that's fine. Not going to be able to pay for that. Nope. And it's always fun getting games in a spot like this. Do we want to scry in response to that? Let's go and do that. Let's go ahead and crack the scry one. Let's go and crack the Wooded Foothills in response to that. And do we have a searchable? Yes, we do. We have Savannah. So go and get Savannah down. We'll get that scry going off Retreat to Coral Helm and see if we can't kind of set our library up a little bit into something that we do want. Okay, scry one, Horn of Greed. I don't think we want that in this matchup with them drawing. There's tons of counters, but let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. Get one more scry going, Urborn. Do we want that? Let's go and put that on the bottom too. Okay, and let's go and go for Knight of the Reliquary. They do have Remand or Miscalculation. It's going to be 1, 2. We still have Ancient Tomb to go for. Yeah, let's go and do that. Let's go for Knight of the Reliquary. It's going to be white, green, and then Temple of Deceit. So if they want, no, excuse me, Remand's in the graveyard. Let's think that they had it in their hand. That's going to keep them off Cryptic Command, actually. So, we'll see if they do have a 2-mana counter spell. Essence Scatter. Counter target creature spell. Okay, that's fine. And then anything else, we're going to go past the turn. But yeah, that's a good thing about having Life from the Loam and Dark Depths and Thespian Stage. We can just kind of keep jamming it until our opponent runs out of some sort of answer. And if they do gain a bunch of life, that will be a little bit troublesome off the Vincer's Journal. But if we can get a Maze's End win, it's basically, they can't really counter a Maze's End win, so we may end up just simply going for that, especially if our opponent's going to be kind of going for a sit 'em out style deck. Looks like our opponent did reveal a Wheel of Fortune, so I would definitely welcome that if they go for that. We'll see what they're going to go for, though. But yeah, as far as Florida goes, so we went to Florida, and it was really nice. Had some nice weather there, and it was in Fort Lauderdale, and a lot of fun. And I'll kind of tell you about the Saturday that I had outside of the meetings that we went for. Let's go and dredge that Life from the Loam, and that's going to be Damia, Cruel Tutor, and Burgeoning. Okay. Let's go ahead and go for that. Let's go for Life from the Loam. Let's go Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, and we're going to go for Wooded Foothills again. That's going to be, let's go green and then white off the Savannah. See if they want to counter it. And if they do, not the end of the world, start going for Maze's End activations. We only have one Guild Gate going. We still have the land drop to go for, so we can get that going. Counter target spell, draw a card. Okay. Let's go and cross that off the list. Let's go and get the Selesnya Guild Gate down. And do we want? Yeah, let's just go and activate Maze's End in response to that. Get the scry going. Activate in response. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. That way we don't really mess up the scry in case there is some sort of land that we want to go for. I was going to get the Rakdos Guild Gate down. Get the scry going. And we'll get double scry off this. Oh, look at that value. Loving it. Okay. Vesuva. Yeah, I actually do like that. Let's go and put that on top so we can get down Maze's End, have it enters the battlefield, get double activations. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's go and put that on top. Get the scry one, leave that Vesuva on top. Leave it on top, and then anything else. Now we're going to go past the turn. Now that does put us on going for Maze's End, and then next turn we'll have to get down to Vesuva, making a copy of it. But at least it'll kind of speed up the Guildgate process that we're going for. Hopefully kind of outrace our opponent. Won't really matter if they get a bunch of life off the journal. But yeah, so in Fort Lauderdale, I had meetings on Thursday morning and then Saturday morning. And on Saturday they let you out around 11, and so just kind of had a free day. And I looked online before we went, and there was the Funky Buddha Brewery. So if you're in Florida, I'm sure you've heard of it. And oh man, we're getting blasted real bad off Keranos. We're all the way down to 10. Oof. See if we can't get out from underneath this. I just saw our life total get down kind of low. It's a little so if our opponent has a burn spell. But yeah, so I went to Funky Buddha Brewery. That was really cool. And we showed up there, and it said they had normal hours, like 9 to like 5 or something like that. But we show up, and they're having like their annual Porter Festival, and their tap room is closed, and so that was kind of a bummer. I was like, well, we'll go to the festival, and the festival was like $55 a ticket, and I was like, I don't want to go that bad. And so I was talking to the guy at the gate. I was like, well, is there any bars like close by that serve y'all's beer? And he goes, yeah, there's the bar right across the street. It's called like the something Tavern. I was like, oh, okay, we'll go over there. Maybe it's like one of those dirty bars or something like that. Either way, I just want to try some Funky Buddha beer. And so we walk over there, and it's called the 10th Level Tavern. So if you're from there, shout out to you. Really cool bar. And with the 10th Level Tavern, it's a gaming bar. And it is so cool. I mean, it was one of those things we walked into there. I was not expecting to have that much fun as I did. And it was just absolutely wonderful. We're going to go for the dredge. That'll get Vesuva into the graveyard, and then we can start making the Mazes Inn land drops still too. I'll get a little bit fresh look at the top. Yeah, let's go do that. We'll go for Life from the Loam. Get that Vesuva into the graveyard. Let's go ahead and go for Life from the Loam on Dark Depths, Thespian Stage. I don't think... Yeah, let's actually... You know, we'll grab Vesuva. It's going to be 1-2. Tap the Guild Gate. And let's go and get down Maze's End. That way we can start going for those activations and get the Scry going. There we go. Overgrown 2. We're going to put that on the bottom for right now. Alright, anything else, we're going to go past the turn. Kick over to our opponent. But yeah, so basically we walk into this bar, and pretty much my only expectation to walk into this bar was to be like, I just want to try some of the beer. We walk in there, and where you would sit at the bar stools, they had like 10 monitors set up down the bar, and it was really cool because each monitor had, oh, we're getting another 3, it's putting us down to 7. Gotta watch out for that ancient too. But each monitor had a Raspberry Pi hooked up to the back, and if you don't know what that is, it's a very small, it's not a food item, that'd be pretty cool, but it is a small tiny computer, and they have an emulator running on each monitor. And now as far as the legality goes, I don't know, but it was really cool because each little monitor had, and they had Super Nintendo games, arcade games, Sega Genesis games, Nintendo 64 games. It was just really cool, and behind that they had oh, what just happened? Okay, hold up. Oh, upheaval, okay. An opponent's going to slam the Keranos back down. Alright, so this is brutal. I hate when I'm talking and something like that happens, and it's like, this is why I used to hate Mind Twist, because Mind Twist is banned. I'm so happy it's banned, but I'd be giving commentary, I'd be deep in a story, and the next thing I look up and I have no cards in hand. I'm like, what just happened? Okay, our opponent went for upheaval, and they floated their mana, so they'll be getting down Keranos, so hopefully, you know, maybe we might survive from this, who knows. But yeah, so I walked into the bar, they had the different Raspberry Pi, or like Retro Pi, set up on each little monitor, so you could play pretty much whatever arcade game that you wanted. And then behind that, they had different, kind of more like Atari-style games, and there was actually like a Tekken tournament going on when I was there, and a Super Smash Bros. Tournament. They also had a old school NES hooked up to like one of those old CRT monitors to kind of give it that really cool feel, and so that was really neat. And I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. I had the Funky Buddha brew. They had some sort of pineapple beer that I tried, and that was really nice. And it was just really cool to get a beer and just play like some old school games of my childhood for like an hour or two. And in fact, my wife, she's not much of a gamer, but she enjoyed playing The Lion King when she was younger. And so I was like, do you think they have The Lion King? I was like, I don't know, well look. And we go to the Sega Genesis and they have The Lion King. And so it was really fun watching her try and work her way through The Lion King. So on Sega Genesis, that's always been one of her favorite games growing up, so we got to play that. It was just one of those sad, I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's just one of those days where you're not expecting to have that much fun, and you just walk out with a huge smile on your face. Okay, now as far as what we need to do, I guess, I don't think we really need to dredge. We're really far behind on Mazes Inn, we're at 7. I think our best bet is to go Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, Ancient Tomb, and hope we don't just hit a couple Keranos triggers. Yeah, we don't need to dredge Life from the Loam. Drawn to Mazes Inn, okay. Let's just go get down Dark Depths. I think that's okay. We'll go for Thespian Stage and the Ancient Tomb, and then at least we've got 2 turns with Keranos, dealing that 3 damage to us if they hit it. Let's go and dump some of the guild gates in the graveyard. Rakdos Guild Gate, excuse me, Simic Guild Gate, Rakdos Guild Gate, Simic Guild Gate. If we need to start bringing back with Life from the Loam, we can definitely can. Let's go ahead and get rid of Vesuva, and we'll go and get rid of Bayou, and then, yeah, we'll go and hold on to Mazes Inn. Maze of Ith. In case they get it online, we'll just go and hold on to it. Get rid of Savannah, and then one. There we go. All right, pass the turn over our opponent. But yeah, it was just one of those days where it was just like, wow, this is really cool. Like, and we just stumbled into it, you know. And I would have never gone there had their tap room been open like normal. I would have never gone in there. I would just have gone to the tap room and gone home. And so, but anyway, shout out if you're from that bar. Shout out to you. That was a really cool bar, and had a really nice experience. The owner there, at least the guy on staff, he gave us a couple free drinks for kind of sticking around for a while, and just a lot of fun. Okay, not going to dredge Life from the Loam. Draw into Command Tower. Let's go and go for the Thespian Stage. Going to get that down, and then anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. So our opponent is sitting at 6 cards in hand. It's getting a little bit questionable. We did survive 1 Keranos trigger for the turn, and then we're looking at a 3-turn clock with 3-turn clock with Merit Lage if we can get on the battlefield. But I have a sneaking suspicion that our opponent has some sort of answer for it. But we're going to try and jam it. That's the scary part, is that well, there we go. The scary part is that All they need, like if we get into Ancient Tomb range, it's gonna put us down to 5, so it's gonna get us down pretty quick with the Keranos trigger. All right, opponent's gonna go for the Sunken Ruin. Look at the top 4 cards in your library. Reveal a non-creature, non-lane card from them. Put them into your hand. So let's see what they're gonna reveal off of that. I think that's going to be our undoing. Let's go and cross off some of these lands. And they did hit Anticipate in the Graveyard. I don't think so. I think that's still one of the cards in their hand, potentially. Serum Visions. Yeah. So we're going to leave that up. But yeah, so it was basically kind of one of those bars that, like, if you were a gamer growing up and they were like, what would your bar look like? Like, if you asked, like, a... your 13 or 14-year-old self, like if you were to build a gaming bar, what would it look like? That'd be it. It was really cool. They had some pixel art on the wall for sale, and they had a couple different paintings that was really cool. Like my favorite painting that they had there, it was they had the Simpsons arcade and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade version. They had those two. Somebody had painted a like a drawing of them, like the Ninja Turtles, and then the Simpsons family kind of squaring up in that kind of side-scroller arcade thing, and I thought that was an absolutely wonderful painting. Really pretty. All right, not going to dredge life from the loam. See what we draw into. Trying to Windswept Heath. Let's go and jam it. Let's get the Ancient Tomb down. Let's have some fun. Going to kick it over to our opponent. So, we will be able to get down Command Tower, but it's not actually going to be able to tap for anything, so excuse me. If we need any sort of colored mana for Retreat to Coral Helm, what we're going to need to go for is get down this Temple of Deceit, because we don't really want to crack anything off the Windswept Heath to get our life total down. Currently dodging, we're dodging the Keranos triggers. Oh, this feels good. Okay, but yeah, I feel like once we get the Ancient Tomb going, the Keranos will kind of get off his lazy boy and get those bolts sent in our way. Opponent's gonna go for activation off Azcantha. But yeah, that was a really cool bar, and I definitely enjoyed Fort Lauderdale area. So if you're from that area, that part of Florida, shout out to you. Really cool. Ooh, opponent's gonna hit Aether Spouts. Creature attack and creature put. Okay, that's pretty much game, but we're going to go and force it. I mean, maybe we can just sit back with a Aether Spout. I don't know. Play around Aether Spouts. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're going to gain extra life off that cliff. So, okay. We'll still go and jam it. I'm not really sure what we can do with it, but we'll try. Okay. We're going to go for the Thespian Stage activation. We're going to pay 2 mana. We're going to make a copy of Dark Depths. And make a copy of Dark Depths. It's going to be 1/2 off the Ancient Tomb. And our opponent could have just something like Prophetic Bolt in the hand to be able. Well, is Prophetic Bolt 5 mana? I mean 5 damage. We're going to keep this copy of Dark Depths. Get that Merit Lage token 2029 on the battlefield. And then we'll go from there. Alright, not going to judge life from the loam. We're left with a lowly Ancient Tomb. And then, yeah, we're just going to push in. Probably walking into that Aether Spouts, but we got to do what we got to do. Alright, so at least we got 2 Merit Lage token activations. It's always nice. That's kind of one of those combos that I always kind of hesitate to get it on the battlefield. But, alright, opponent's going to go for the Aether Spouts. Alright, put it on the bottom. And then, let's go ahead and make the land drop for the turn. We'll go for that. We'll get one of our Scry lands going. Get the Temple of Deceit going, but I think our opponent's going to get it. Alright, get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever. Is it Gilgate? Put that on the bottom. Go and pass turn. Well, we're going to make Keranos earn his meal. Make sure we get those bolts coming across. But yeah, that bar was really cool, and I'm excited I went. And it's just one of those things you kind of stumble into and had a lot of fun. Outside of that, we went to the, I think it's the NSU Art Museum. That was really cool. They had a lot of modern art there from, and his art was pretty straight. It's like, I cannot remember his name. Anyway, it's like Frank something. Anyway, hopefully I'll post it in the comments or something like that if I remember. But yeah, we did that, and then we kind of went downtown and just had a lot of fun. We walked the beach, almost got in, but it was kind of one of those like it was just a little bit cold, so I ended up not going in there. But other than that, a lot of fun. All right, opponent went for Capsize, bouncing it back to the hand, and they will be able to start bouncing our land drops. So I think we may end up scooping on this one because we're not going to be able to outclass that mana. They got 9 cards in hand, no max hand size. See what we draw into. Draw into Dimir Guildgate. We're gonna go. Yeah, you got it. We dead to a couple. Oh, sorry, just saw that. Good game. Good game to our opponent. We got 2 Merit Lage tokens, so I'll definitely take that one. We're going to scoop this one up to Keranos as they're going to have the Capsize with buyback online, so we're not going to really be able to get any sort of mana going if you want to go for something like Maze's End. So, good game to our opponent. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.